Oh man, you're coming in smooth like butter now.
Perfect. So again, apologies, guys. It's a few teething issues. We are changing up the technology to make sure it's all nice and clear for you guys. So welcome, guys. This is Verse Spotlight 7. It's been a while since the last call, just over 2 weeks, and a lot has happened since that call. A few bits of updates and achievements that I just need to highlight at the start of this call. And then we'll go into any future plans. I'm sure Corbin will give away a few clues as to what will be happening over the next few weeks and months. So without further ado, I'll just introduce myself because we are now on YouTube as well, and a lot of you guys may not know us. So obviously I am Lord DeFi. I've been part of the Verse community since launch, and obviously what happened was I spent a lot of time researching and doing my due diligence as usual. Kind of I won't say fell in love, but I did like what they were building. I did fall in love once I had a chat with them and found out exactly where this is going, especially seeing the roadmap and seeing everything that's outlined within there. There is a lot of things that Verse is currently working on, and a lot of things that have already rolled out. Obviously, I'm joined here by Corbin, who is the leader, I'd say, the head of Verse. So I'll go ahead and let him just introduce himself for people that don't know him.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Yeah, my name's Corbin. I guess I'm the closest thing we got to like Satoshi, man. I'm not. I didn't want to say that. Take back. Yeah, my name's Corbin. I'm responsible for the Verse team right now. I'm overseeing a whole bunch of great developers and product people and designers, and we're just trying to make Verse cool. Bring in Verse and Bitcoin.com's native reward utility token to all of our Bitcoin.com users. And I mean, for me, man, I'm just trying to grow Verse to make it as popular and successful as possible. And I think big pie in the sky, big dreams is make Verse grow beyond Bitcoin.com. It's not just Bitcoin.com's native reward and utility token. That's already cool as it is. But man, Rocket Man, he's shooting higher. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be fun. We got a Verse DEX. It's a AMM product on Ethereum. Verse token is on ETH and Polygon, and we are looking at bridging to some more chains in the near future. So yeah, make sure you come follow along. We've got our Verse Burn engine, our Verse Scratch and Wins. We've got some play to earn games with Verse Clicker where you can go compete in some upcoming campaigns, potentially make some Verse. So if you're into the whole, chill games, we're not talking like, we're not talking Call of Duty here, But if you're looking for like some casual games that are DeFi enabled and give you an opportunity to hang out with the community, hang out with some devs behind Verse and behind Bitcoin.com, then you can do that. And yeah, go check out verse.bitcoin.com. That's it. I've been with Bitcoin.com, I guess, 6 years now. Started off as a dev here, and prior to that was running a web development agency and sold that, and now just grinding and man, just in the trenches, building. It's fun. Oh man, I got some announcement stuff that I can share later too, but I'll let you talk. I'll shut my stupid mouth.
We'll leave that till the end of the call. I'm sure a lot of guys do want to hear some teasers. If we give it all away at the start of the call, I'm sure they'll take the information and bail out of it. There is also some games as well. Well, staying games. We're going to be doing a round of send a message in the Twitter group, and we'll select a few people from there. So we'll go ahead and get started with the rundown of the call today. So obviously, since the last call, didn't really allow us to create any clips and utilize it for further marketing or sharing sharing videos across all our channels. There may be some repetitive things that we discussed on the last call. However, those are purely for us to create clips and utilize for marketing. So, starting off with the first update, which is we are now integrated with donorship. So I believe we are working in the background to come to some form of arrangement where we can jump on calls together. So do check out donorship. We will be working with them. It's a great place for you guys to make use of your verse and send it to causes that you feel close to. We will be working with them in terms of marketing and also jumping on some live Twitter spaces with them. So definitely a positive announcement there. Another one that I did stumble across was today. We started a new campaign for the Clicker, which I'm sure Corbin's very excited about because the last Clicker game he went absolutely crazy.
I lost though. I got robbed, man. There's a bunch of degenerate gamblers and gamers playing, and they beat the crap out of me. I was in the lead. Well, I wasn't in the lead. I was like in the top 4 or 5, and then got the crap kicked out of me. The other guys came in, clobbered me, used a lot of math and bonuses, and yeah, didn't win anything.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people realize, but we do have something called a verse scratcher where you can scratch to win verse. But a lot of people didn't realize that when you scratch and win, it also gives you points on the clicker. So there was some confusion behind that, but that's how people ended up getting to the top of the leaderboard, knocking Corbin off of it, well, further down the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So if you will be getting involved in the clicker, just do make sure you check out how it works and also how to leverage any other products in the Verse ecosystem in order to get up that leaderboard. There is multiple ways, so do follow the instructions. There has been a step-by-step, I'd say, probably like an information-filled blog post about it, which pretty much outlines which ways you can use life within the Verse ecosystem in order to get up that leaderboard. So do check it out, guys. There's some fun prizes there, and everyone does have some time on their hands occasionally, so why not give it a try? So moving on to the next integration, we did have a renewal, I'd say, of our partnership with Hummingbot. So for those of you that don't know what Hummingbot is, they do provide liquidity, mining, and also market making services for Verse on KuCoin and Verse DEX. I believe Corbin had a recent interview with CoinAlpha's CEO. So CoinAlpha is the company behind Hummingbot. So if you do want to check that out, that is on the Verse ecosystem Twitter. It was quite in depth. So do get some popcorn ready when you're watching that.
Yeah, actually, if you're like not into watching hour-long conversations between idiots, which I don't blame you guys, like especially us, we do try to clip them for fellow goldfish brains. We've got some great marketing folks that are hacking and cutting and slicing and getting stuff out there. So if you're not into the full length videos, we've got some clips on our Bitcoin news at BTCTN, which is our big Bitcoin.com news Twitter account. And then, of course, at Bitcoin.com as well. We share some of those. So yeah, there's some clips of some of those chats. But yeah, if you're looking for, to make some extra dough on the side, we can talk a little bit about the Hummingbot campaign.
If you want to go into some detail about what the Hummingbot campaign entails,
so
feel free. I believe a lot of people will want to know.
Sure. Yeah, so like the whole goal for like the Hummingbot miner is it's like this way to decentralized market making. So typically market makers, like a token or a cryptocurrency project will pay like a company to basically maintain their order books, make sure there's like orders happening on both sides of the market. And, it's one way to just manage liquidity and manage your token in many ways. And, typically though, that requires the reliance on like a single or multiple providers. But with Hummingbot Miner, it's this really interesting, you should go read the white paper if you're a geek, but it's this way to like decentralize this process by creating incentives for people to run Hummingbots. Now, Hummingbots are basically like crypto trading bots, and the trading bots, they have a special strategy specifically built for market making for the Hummingbot miner. And it basically just, you launch a bot, crypto trading bot that runs on your computer. So while you're at work, checking emails, watching YouTube or whatever, your crypto bot's out there making a couple trades, and it'll take orders on the buy side and on the sell side, and you're basically just like supporting other real users that are coming in and purchasing, and then you're like filling their orders. And it just ensures that that there's sufficient order depth across different order books, and that can extend both on decentralized exchanges or on centralized exchanges. So for instance, on Hummingbot Miner, I think we've got there's like almost 40 different active trading bots that are playing around and just having fun. And then if you build one of these bots and launch it, and it's tied to your crypto account, then the way Hummingbot Miner works is it keeps an eye on what's going on and who's doing what, and based on your activity there, rewards you in additional Verse. So there's currently, I think, $15,000 worth of Verse as incentives for folks who want to run these bots. And you can kind of have a fun, like, you can customize your bot. You can, if you're a bit of a coder, a bit of a hacker, you can play around with some Python and tweak it a little bit to, either be more bullish or more bearish or whatever you want it to. But it's kind of a fun thing to play around with, and you can earn some Verse, and you can support liquidity and market making on Verse token. And there's other projects as well. Like they do other, like you can have your bot running on more projects. So it's not just Verse. There's like a bunch of other well-known projects as well that use Hummingbot Miner. But really cool project. Go check it out. There's like a interview with their CEO on YouTube if you want to go check that out. And as well, like I said, lots of clips if you're not into long form content.
Thanks for that, Corbin. So obviously, if you do want to go check out the shorter clips, as Corbin mentioned, go to the Bitcoin.com news channel. There is a lot of shorter clips for you guys in bite-sized content, just in order for anyone that's not able to watch a full video to feel free to go ahead and watch it there. So moving on to the next announcement. So obviously with these ones, I'll just bundle them together. So as most of you know, who have been around in Verse for a very long time, Ben is a absolute savage when it comes to creating partnerships and gathering collaborations with other projects. So since the last 2 weeks have gone by, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new integrations and collaborations. So, as obviously, if you look over the past sort of 12 months, it has been, I'd probably say, consistent over the past 12 months in terms of how many partnerships and collaborations he managed to secure. So I think we are now well in excess of 250 partnerships, which goes to show that the BD department does know what they're doing. So recent integrations include Change Hero, Smoothie, and ApeSpace. So if you do want to check out their announcements, do go onto the Verse Ecosystem Twitter account and just scroll through. You'll see them close to the top. And then if you do want to check out the full list of partners, I believe it is on the monthly recap, where we achieved 200. Was it last month, Corbin, or the month before?
I think it was last month we hit 200. I think we're higher than 200.
So do go check out the monthly newsletter. for last month. That contains the full list of partners and collaborations that we've achieved. So the main one that I wanted to highlight, which kind of went under the radar on our side. So Alchemy Pay has now fully integrated Verse into its on-ramp system. So I believe we did some work with Alchemy back in February or March of 2023. However, they have now fully integrated Verse into their on-ramp system, so you can now on-ramp using Alchemy Pay. Obviously, Alchemy Pay is used by a lot of people. So, yep, moving on to the last few. I've got a few messages just to make sure that everyone can hear us. Yeah, just had a DM just saying that we are slightly lagging across around YouTube. So there may be like a 5-second delay between the two. But again, as long as it's working, we should be okay. We will be using the Twitter live call for the giveaway round. Yeah, looks like we are slightly lagging on YouTube. That's not a problem. We'll still continue and we'll share the clips and the call on the Verse Lounge, and also it should be uploaded on YouTube. So when you click onto the YouTube video after the stream, you should be able to watch the full video without any lag. So moving on to the last two that I've got on this list. So a recent announcement went out which confirms a total of 1.16 billion Verse was burnt in the first month of 2024. So obviously quite a substantial figure. Corbin, do you want to tell us how that happens and also tell us a bit about the Verse burn engine?
Yeah, actually, I think the number's actually gone up since then. Like, I think just in the last few days, I saw some more burns coming in. So, yeah, I guess maybe I can share my screen on this thing. Let's take a look, see if that works. This one. There we go. Boom. So this is the burn engine. This is the Verse burn engine. So like any of the Verse dApps that are built, anytime things are being used within the Verse ecosystem, any of the revenue we bring in, protocol revenue, gets basically piped back into the burn engine. So as Verse comes back into the ecosystem, it's actually getting moved over into the burn engine. And the whole goal here is to just ensure that people, the community, everyone has this like place where you can go and see how much Verse is sitting in this engine waiting for someone to come in and hit a button. And at which point the engine comes to life and starts making lots of noise and doing some fun stuff. And yeah, you'll have to play with that to kind of take it for a spin. But yeah, you'll see with regards to the total burns, we've got 7.13 billion Verse, or $2.4 million worth of Verse has been burned. So that's 3.5% of the total supply, 28.6% of the circulating supply has been burned. And you can see the historical lookups of how much burns have been put in, how many user-generated burns have been put through. So like lots of buyback, lots of supply reduction, and a lot of user-generated burns. You can see quite a bit different from the user to the rest. So obviously a lot of users not into burning their own coins, but they're more than happy to turn the engine on and light other bags on. So you can see here $112,000 worth of Verse was burned on February 1st. And that included like a 10K fee. It was a 10K fee to hit the button, to turn the engine on. And that includes multiple deposits, some from users, some from sustainable supply reduction, some from buybacks. And yeah, you can kind of dig into this. There's some cool charts here if you're into like charts and, you know, figuring out what's going on. But the whole goal here is to just ensure that, yeah, we've got 210 billion tokens for Verse, and that's emitted over a 7-year period. So this is all block by block unlocking, and it comes from this claimer contracts. If you dig into Verse token, you'll see a lot of the tokens originate from this one claimer contract that basically unvests the tokens over that 7-year period, allowing any of people who participated in the token sale or T-Mallow ecosystem or development fund to claim and move those into supply. But you can see, 28% of the total circulating supply has been burned. So there's just this like constant inflow of Verse coming into the burn engine. And this is kind of a unique thing where the community can kind of rally behind some of the cool things happening in Verse and how it supports the incentive structure within the token, let's say.
Thank you for that, Carbon. As most of you guys probably know, during the initial sort of phase of Verse, so when Verse initially launched, a lot of people were reluctant or hesitant, I'd say, because of the fear of inflation, so to say. But again, with the burn engine and the amount of burns that are definitely reducing, so as you can see, there's over 28% of the circulating supply has already been burnt, and I'm sure this will continue. So as Corbin did say, there are multiple ways for Bitcoin.com to generate revenue, obviously through the news, sponsored PR, etc. A portion of those funds are usually utilized to buy back some Verse out of the circulating supply, and then they are sent into the Verse burn engine for the sustainable supply reduction, which then reduces the circulating supply and also the total supply as well. So with the generic sort of Ethereum and BNB tokens, you will usually see a burn wallet, which is either the 0xDED or 0x00 wallet containing the project's tokens. However, because Bitcoin.com is who they are, they did utilize and leverage the best Solidity developers, which allowed them to create the token where it automatically removes those tokens out of the total supply and circulating supply. So if you check out CoinMarketCap, you should see that supply reduce. However, you won't see those tokens in a burn wallet, which is why we've partnered with June, and we've got the June Analytics tool, which allows you to keep records and also view the burn wallet, see what it's done over the past 12 months. So we will go ahead and post that link in the group after the call for the new guys that are joining. So do go ahead and join our Verse Telegram group, and once you've acquired some Verse, feel free to join the lounge, which contains all the team members. So you've got access to all of us in there. We are all active in there as well. Most of us have our notifications turned on as well. So probably the best example was over Christmas. There was a slight issue with the clicker, and the developer, Paul in the background, jumped on, got it fixed straight away, and pretty much went through any feedback and pretty much refined everything. And that was over Christmas as well. So do feel free to join the lounge if you've got any feedback. It does usually get dealt with very quickly. And Far Carbon usually utilizes the words of wisdom over there. So obviously we are all active there, and Carbon is the most active in there. So any questions that you have for him, that's probably the best place for you to get the answers. I don't think he'll answer DMs, so best way to get in contact with him, join the lounge.
Yeah, come hang. I think if you're not verified yet, you can hang out in Verse Lounge, like a million Verse. You can verify with Guild. So if you're holding a million Verse either on Polygon or Ethereum or across the Verse ecosystem in like LP and pools and farms and stuff like that, then you can verify and come hang with me and the team and see what kind of cool stuff we're building.
Yeah, so we do normally share things slightly quicker than we do across our normal channels. So usually calls and partnerships, collaborations, etc. Are shared in the lounge prior to going live across the rest of the social channels. So you do get a bit of an advantage joining the lounge as well, so to say. The main talking points. So these are the things that we discussed on the last call. However, due to feedback and the echo that was in the background, we'll just quickly go through and run through those once more. So we did discuss the next few weeks and months ahead, and we did also discuss.
Mr. Lord DeFi.
Can you still hear me?
Or did we lose me? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think I'm still streaming. I can see my face moving.
Hey.
I think you're back, Corbin.
Oh, good. Me and Davlin, we were just hanging out on YouTube. I was kind of thinking like, oh man, I don't know if my internet crapped out or yours, but I was like, it's going to give it a second. Let it buffer.
Because on the actual call, it was still going on, so I think it was just some lag between me and you.
Cool, man. It's all good. I'm just I'm working on something. So this is like all these like little interruptions, technical glitches, man. I love them. Gives me an opportunity to like take a peek at something I'm working on and maybe get a little progress made on it. So it's good.
So as I was just finishing off, we did discuss the next few weeks and months ahead, and also the highlights of 2023. So I'll just go through a quick overview of what happened in 2023. Now, this is not everything. I can't go through everything that happened over 2023, otherwise I'll be sat here for hours and hours. So, starting off with the main sort of partnerships that we've run through. So we've had Alchemy Pay, the bridge over to Polygon, so that's a low-cost EVM chain. The Verse DEX launched. We've had farming launch. We've had staking launch. So that's the main ecosystem, and then we've had side projects such as the Verse Fractal launch through our hackathon. So that we had an internal hackathon at Bitcoin.com, where pretty much the whole team went into smaller sort of bite-sized groups and came back and presented projects to Carbon. So we've had the Scratcher, the Burn Engine. There is also a few other smaller projects that haven't been released, I believe, from the hackathon, which will be released.
Our DeFi's on that sweet British internet. The Queen's internet. It's a little slower. Well, while he's away, I'm going to talk about something I'm working on. I'm working on a Verse burn engine.
Especially when you lived over in Canada.
Telegram bot that I think I can ship this week. So basically, anytime like anytime a burn comes in, it'll post to the Telegram. Also, you can like query the burn engine bot, and it'll give you some stats on like from the website and from on-chain data. And then it's gonna be fun. I'm kind of hacking this out, but it'll be a fun little tracker. And then in theory, anytime a new deposit is made into the burn engine from either one of the dApps or anything, and then you can see how much, get an update on what the burn engine's total balance is, and then you can run over there and try to run in and burn it, light it on fire. And we may add some incentives into the burn engine in the future, where perhaps if you've participated in some burns, there may be some rewards for you in the end. Mr. Lord DeFi, I was updating everyone on some fun stuff related to. I was leaking, man. I'm just leaking. I was leaking some sweet alpha on a fun little burn engine bot that I'm working on. Trying to get a Telegram bot out for the burn engine. So, yeah.
Sorry, Corbin, I didn't hear either. Did you say that we will be launching the burn engine onto Telegram?
Yeah, man. It's going to be sweet. Deposits go in, Telegram message goes out. Burn occurs, the burn engine bot updates everyone that the burn went on and how much it was worth and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. It might turn into a Twitter bot, assuming that it scales on Telegram. Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of me solo hacking this in between calls or like interruptions. If the internet ever dies, it's like, all right, poke away. So little fun stuff to kind of get the community engaged with the burn engine. But you were talking about some of the other stuff that we updated last call, but I think it was a little bit garbled due to some feedback and echoes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think with the connectivity issues, it was mine by the looks of it. So I had my VPN on in the US, and the server that it was connected to kept crashing. So I've removed that VPN. As you all probably know, a VPN allows you to watch things from a different country, which you're not able to watch in the country you're in. So that's the reason I had the VPN set up. But what we'll do is we'll continue with the updates of 2023. So I did push onto the ecosystem segments that rolled out during 2023. But also, if you do want to check out the partnerships and collaborations, I won't sit here and read through the list, as a lot of you guys will get bored. But we will post out a refreshed and revised blog post with all the partners listed. I believe that once the 250 partnership announcement goes out. So do feel free to stay tuned for that. That should go out sooner or later, sort of within the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so I need to correct myself. I don't think we have hit 250. So when I did say we are over 250, I don't think we are.
How could you? How could you screw that up? I'm selling.
No, but the announcement will go out with all the partners as it did with 200. Once we do hit 250. So that's pretty much everything that I've got written down for now. So we'll go ahead and get started with the fun stuff. So we're going to allow Corbin to leak further information.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaking while you were hanging, man. I was leaking while your internet was dying. What else do I got to leak? Yeah, burn engine bot. It's coming to Telegram to update you when burns happen. Deposits are go into burn engine. You'll get updated. Maybe it'll come to X/Twitter someday in the future. So that's one leak. The other leak, I kind of leaked it last week. So if anyone actually listened in our little echoey echo chamber, yeah, we do have the Verse card. It's coming, man. It's coming. We're man, it's stupid, but I love it. We're tentatively calling it, at least internally. I don't know, jokingly, maybe seriously. It's like I think there's kind of like a bit of a Mexican standoff going on where we're like, should we call it that? Or shouldn't we? Or should we? Thinking about calling it the V card. You're not impressed.
I mean,
you don't want to hold a V card? You don't like it? I think it's great.
Hold a V card.
bunch of versions, with your verse and your version, and then you get the V card. It's hilarious, but maybe it's over. It's it's an elite level of comedy that maybe few appreciate, but V card made me giggle. But yeah, basically you can use your card to pay for anything. I mean, online payments, in real life payments, ATM withdrawals. Yeah, you name it. We'll announce more stuff related to which regions we're going to be rolling out in the near future. But we've made some really great progress on our card, which means that Verse holders will have access to that earlier than everyone else. If you're in the Verse Lounge, even earlier than everyone else. So come in, hang in the Verse Lounge, and you're certainly more likely to get the early invite to get access to our card. And then you can use your crypto to do whatever you want, man. Buy diapers, buy a puppy, buy a knife, Don't hurt anyone with it. Like just cut watermelons, cut chickens. Don't stab people. That would be bad. What else can you do with cards? I don't know, man. Withdraw cash, and then once you get cash, you can kind of do whatever you want, right? That's kind of cool. I should mention the cool thing with this card, which very few cards. I haven't seen on any other cards because there's not that many. But if you deposit onto the card, right? Let's say you're like, okay, I got some of these Bitcoins I'd like to get rid of. Spend on some diapers and knives or whatever you're buying. Then you can be like, all right, put it on the card, right? You maybe got like $500. And then suddenly you're like, you know what? I don't need to buy the knife, just the diapers. I should probably go back into crypto. I'm going to go back into Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever. And you're like, I want back in. Well, you can withdraw into USDT. And then once you're back into USDT, you can swap into whatever the heck you want. So kind of a cool way in and an easy way back out. If you kind of get cold feet on actually, buying the knife, you can come back to the world of crypto, to the warm embrace of Bitcoin.com self-custodial wallet with 46 million wallets created. Woo! Flying coffee.
Yeah, so I do think the V cards sort of name is interesting. I mean, it satisfied the stereotype between normies and crypto enthusiasts.
I was sadly reminded though that there is an existing V card, but it's like a 1990s contact information protocol for sharing business card details virtually. So yeah, you guys might remember that if you ever had like a Palm Pilot, you could beam via IR your V card from like one Palm Pilot to another. That was like peak internet technology from like, I don't know, I guess it's like probably early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. So yeah, but we're bringing it back, man. ATM format, cards, spend it. We'll update some stuff on top up limits and stuff, but it's actually pretty like reasonable top up limit. Like you could buy a lot of diapers or knives or like whatever you're into, just you can buy a lot of stuff with it. It's a good balance. You can pay. I mean, for probably the large majority of people, you could use it to pay rent or pay most of your bills. If you're spending that amount per month, you're probably like a bit of a baller. So yeah.
Can you buy lumber?
I mean, man, on layaway, sure. You can put payments on it for sure. I guess it just depends on if we get that premium card later down the road, right? Like, I think everyone likes to have that sweet, sultry, satin, black card, I don't know. We'll see if we get there. We'll see how this one goes. First one, just get the V card out and then see where things go. Get people hyped up, spending crypto, using it. But you got to hold Verse. If you don't hold Verse, guess what? You don't get the card. Ever.
So do you have any examples of the concept of the cards yet, or will those go out closer to the time?
That's a good question. We do not have any concepts. I believe that is in the design team's hands right now. So we'll be leaking some pretty pictures later. We were thinking that probably we would be voting on the final design because we're all into we're into governance. We're all into decentralization, community building here. So if you want to help vote on like what the dope design for the V card is going to be, is it my beautiful face, or is it Lord DeFi's, or is it just like a cool logo, or is it like something more anonymous? We'll get that into Snapshot. So yeah, then anyone who's holding Verse or farm tokens or DEX LP tokens, you'll be able to vote and participate and kind of give us your take on what design do you prefer. We'll give you guys a few options, and then you can help build the adventure that is going to be potentially the V card or a Verse card, whatever we're calling it. So it's going to be sweet.
I mean, it will definitely be interesting if we do call it the V card. But
you got your V card?
Really. Yeah, it will definitely, as mentioned, it will satisfy the stereotype and stigma behind crypto people and normies.
We're all a bunch of virgins. All a bunch of incel virgins with your internet money and your bitcoins. What are you doing?
I mean,
Why are you collecting Ethereum and Bitcoin? What are you spending it on? Don't you know criminals?
most people in crypto are probably not a virgin, especially with
You
the
know
people
what?
that have been in crypto since the early
I
days.
kind of agree, man. I feel like it's kind of a bad stereotype. Like, if you're into crypto, you're probably more like risk on. You're more like, you're not risk averse. So then you're probably like, you're going after everything. You're probably like the opposite of a virgin. You're kind of like a degenerate, gross person. Probably like, yeah, you know? It's probably the opposite. Whatever that name is, you know? I don't think we could put that on the name, though, of the card.
We'll call it Chad.
Chad card. Sure.
Right,
Cool.
so
Oh, what else? Was I supposed to leak other stuff? Hang on, give me a
yeah,
sec. Oh yeah, Lunar Campaign. did we leak that yet? We
yeah,
got
this is good plan.
we talked about that. Okay, so that's going to be new Scratch and Wins. Did we talk about the prizes on Scratch and Win though? Because there's some.
No,
Okay, so like this. Okay, OG versus Scratcher that will remain, right? It's like affordable. I think it was like maybe $1 or $2 to like mint a Scratch and Win, and then you could win up to. I think you could win up to 1,000,000 verse, which is like maybe around $400. So it's kind of like an affordable way to do Scratch and Win tickets. But the new Scratch and Wins that are coming out with the Lunar campaign, new designs, very beautiful, very Lunar New Year. We don't say Chinese New Year because guess what? Chinese do not own the Lunar New Year. Many countries do. Nice try, China. So Lunar New Year, very cool designs, and yeah, we've got some nice high value tickets in there. So if you do get the jackpot, it's a pretty sweet deal. I think it's something like, oh man, I'm gonna screw this up. It has a lot of eights in it. It might be 8,888,000, or it might be 88 million. I can't remember now, but it's a it's a good amount. It's like multiple thousands of dollars. So yeah, we're gonna experiment with some like higher value tickets where yeah, if you play, way bigger opportunity to earn more, a little higher cost to play, but Clicker, of course, you can still play for free during the campaign period, and if you make it into the top spots, you'll make some money with Verse. So go check that out, verse.bitcoin.com. What other cool stuff we got on the go? Oh yeah, we've got some like updates coming into the wallet app as well within the Bitcoin.com app to make Verse more tightly integrated, which we're pretty excited for. Lots of cool stuff related to like staking, rewards, lots of just different ways we're going to try to onboard folks into Verse, and yeah, just growing out our community. So yeah, I think that's probably all I can leak today. Yeah.
was there not a discussion about in-wallet integration for a bridge? I
Yeah.
believe that was on the cards as well.
Yeah, so actually the multi-chain swap functionality is in development still. We're finalizing things. Like, one of the unique challenges we've got, like it's great. It's a fun problem to solve, but it's a pain in the ass in some ways. So like, you look at like other Web3 wallets that only deal with EVM chains. They've kind of got it easy, right? They got like one wallet seed. You just derive new addresses from that, and then you could potentially have like one ETH wallet, and then that same ETH wallet can be used across like Polygon or Arbitrum or Optimism or whatever. But yeah, with Bitcoin.com's wallet, the way that ours is architected is that you've got the ability to create multiple wallets, and each wallet can then have its own private key and its own public key. But then also that wallet can exist on different chains. So it becomes this kind of like slightly more difficult task to like juggle. And you want to make it easy enough that any normal person who's like new to DeFi isn't going to be like, what the hell is going on here? Which I think, if you introduce people to like certain Web3 wallets with like orange fox heads, then it's kind of a weird path. So we're trying to make this whole process a little easier for folks that are coming in and trying DeFi for the first time, because at least within the Bitcoin.com app, most people are going to try DeFi first through Verse. We're going to use Verse as kind of that's the kiddie pool. We're introducing them to the ocean of Web3 things, but kind of keeping them in the kiddie pool, in the safe lane. And then once you do enough stuff, you can kind of graduate out of the kiddie pool and you can go full degen, Pepe 420, whatever, deposit into like yield bearing whatever and deposit those as wrapped assets into something else, like do crazy stuff. But that's kind of not where a lot of the Bitcoin.com user base is. So just trying to make it easy and balance this kind of unique technical challenge of multi-wallet, multi-chain, and giving people, the opportunity to like make sure that everything's hunky-dory within their wallet, where they know where everything is and how it's labeled. Super, mom friendly. We're trying to make mom friendly crypto, So yeah. So that's going to be the fun challenge. And then that is actually the thing that precludes us being able to like launch the multi-chain swap functionality, where we're going to be tapping into more DEX liquidity pools, more multi-chain pools, pools on different chains. And it's going to be like a big announcement where, you can use Verse DEX to trade any asset, including ones that are not in our Verse liquidity, tap into other liquidity pools and swap anything. So if you do want to swap, Pepe or Verse for Pepe or Pepe for Verse, and if we don't have that pool, it'll route through various paths and find a way. So it'll be cool.
So essentially creating a aggregation tool internally. So pretty much how 1inch and Parafot work. So
exactly.
Definitely very positive news.
Totally, man.
So that's the last update that we've got to share at this point. I think we did touch on, actually there's one thing that we didn't touch on. Verse NFTs.
Oh yeah, good call, man. Good reminder. Man, dude, they're looking so good. Like, I can't wait to get these things out. It's gonna be fun. Like, I think we've got a snapshot proposal coming out where you can name them very soon. We're just waiting on marketing to make a nice fancy looking video to kind of tease them out. And then that'll be included with the snapshot, I believe. And then it's going to be like, okay, here's a sample of what they look like. What do you guys want to name them? And then holders will be able to participate in the naming. Of course, I think some of the functionality as well behind like how the NFTs get created using Verse is going to be quite cool. We are going to be tying into some Chainlink stuff, which is going to make everything like very random. There's also going to be like a little bit of, I don't know, like if you saw Verse Scratcher, you probably noticed it's kind of got like a vibe to it. This has got the same, like it's got a vibe, man. It's like we're adding some gamification to the NFT creation process. And for folks that want to like use their Verse to have more fun and create a very unique character, they can do that. If people just want to do a simple mint, they can. And then of course, if you participated in the Verse token sale back in, what was that? Man, when was the token sale? That was like December 2022, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So if you participated in that, you'll also get access to kind of like a unique trait, and I believe you're also getting a free mint. And I think there's a total supply that we already voted on, community voted on, which is 10,000. So there's 10,000 NFTs that are going to be available on Polygon. You'll be able to use Verse to mint as many as you'd like, and use Verse as well to like, I think the cool thing is the re-rolling trait idea. So like you can, if you mint an NFT and you're like, this guy sucks. Look at this stupid trait. I hate this trait. You can pay a little bit in Verse and then re-roll it, and it'll randomly try to get you something else. It does progressively get it more expensive the more you re-roll. So this does kind of counter the incentive to, have people all just kind of shooting for like, one item, and it does get more expensive, which is great because what happens with all that extra Verse we make? It goes back into the Verse burn engine. So so anything that comes back in as inflow just ends up coming back out as a burn. So it's gonna be fun.
So re-rolling the traits is definitely one of the highlights, which got me all excited when I saw the chat. So we do have internal chats, obviously. When I read through it, I was like, wow, this should take off with the crypto degenerates and NFT gamblers that are out there. But again, re-rolling traits is definitely a very, very positive highlight, and something I've not really seen before. It will allow you to decide how you want your NFT to look if you've got enough verse. And any verse that is used to re-roll traits is then fed back into the burn engine. So definitely very positive, as we all like a bit of supply reduction, and we all like an NFT. I wouldn't mind changing my profile picture, but we'll see. We'll see what I get first, and then we'll re-roll a few times. So that's the end of the announcements and updates and teasers, I believe.
I think all good on my end, man. I think we're just trying to ship some more stuff as soon as possible. Teams working, across the globe and burning the candle at both ends, trying to make some cool stuff happen. So yeah, we'll be shipping some more stuff very soon. February is going to be a busy month. Actually, we do have another campaign that I think we'll be sharing maybe in the next week or two, probably after the clicker campaign, the Lunar New Year campaign. So that there is another partnership that's going to be announced where there's potentially some additional ways for you folks to earn some tokens and participate in our community and just play around. So keep an eye out on that. But that's going to be, I believe, with I think it's layer 3 quests. It's coming out later in February. So come hang out in the Verse Telegram, say hi, drop into the Verse Lounge if you want to hang out with our team. We're unmuted there, so like we actually see stuff, whereas the other Verse public quite noisy, but we do our best to keep an eye on it. And come say hi. And that's all I got, man.
Thanks for that, Corbin. So what we'll do, I can't seem to see people on the Twitter call.
I'm seeing some folks in the YouTube chat saying stuff. We got Davlin. Shout out to Davlin. We got Mansoor. He said, nice call. And cool. Good stuff. We're doing it, guys.
I don't know how to do this giveaway. Because on the Twitter call, it literally does not bring up a chat for some reason.
Yeah, I think you got to have. I had the Telegram or I had the Twitter one open in another tab, just muted, so it didn't cause any feedback. But
so if you're watching on Twitter, can we just test something? If you're watching on Twitter, please send a comment in the live chat in the live chat, and we'll see if that works. If not, we might need to move it onto YouTube, which will be a lot more difficult because DMing people on YouTube will be a pain in the backside, especially verifying them as well. Don't think this live chat's working.
Could be that I didn't set it up properly. That is possible. I was kind of speed running through the whole setup process. But, yeah.
Actually, so we've got a comment. I don't know if there's any lag behind it. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, do log into your Twitters. If you're watching on Telegram, which I don't think we are, because we're not showing across Telegram at the moment, do jump into the Twitter, and we'll just request a few people to post some comments, and we'll select a few people from that list. The thing is, we've got anonymous viewers on the Twitter call, which doesn't help. Yeah, this giveaway is not going to work properly, is it? We've gone to Telegram. If anyone's said anything on the public group. Yeah, we've got a few people on the public group that are in the call who have posted screenshots, but I don't know if we can use that for the giveaway because we did say we wanted to do it over Twitter.
I'm seeing lots of people saying hi in the YouTube. Maybe that's where we got to do it and just say, you know what? Sorry, Twitter, no comments there. The rewards are going to YouTubers.
Yeah, we'll do it. let's go with YouTube.
Congratulations, YouTubers. You did it. You got our attention with those wave emojis.
Just loading up the YouTube feed. Yeah, guys, so if you're watching on Twitter, do jump onto the YouTube. So we're just sending people from one call to another, but Davian, Mansur, Raver, Aaron Gregor, make it a bit more fair. I'll copy the YouTube link, paste it in the group again, join, like that. So, sorry, just bear with us, guys. Final few alterations, and we'll get it started. So, just saw a message from DM in our Verse Fountain. Says he can't wait for a V card.
Finally.
So, what to do, guys? On the YouTube live feed, do go ahead and post one thing you like about Verse. That should make sure that it's only live people watching the call that enter. We don't want any bots joining the call. Token.
I like Aaron's answer, man. Just token, man. He's like, what do you want me to say, man? I like the token. Lord DeFi, what kind of question is this? Of course I like the token.
You inspire other people to do it and earn money. So we can't offer financial advice, just to throw it out there. NFA, any comments we do repeat are not financial advice. They are just comments from random people on YouTube. So I think a bunch of people who were on the call have left. Thinking that we finished the call. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we're getting the comments now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 people so far. We'll give it a few more moments. Come on, guys. Nice and simple question. What do you like about Verse? There's so many things to like about Verse. I'm waiting for someone to say Corbin.
Kind of a dick.
That'd be nice. Right, Corbin. I think we've given that enough time. Don't see any more people posting unless there's a lag. Do you just want to select 2 people from that list? And
these are the winners. What are we giving them? What are these guys winning?
$10 a verse each.
Yeah, $10 a verse. You know what you guys could do with that verse? Hang on to it until the Lunar campaign starts, and then use it to boost your ass. And then when you're trying to try to win, if you get a good verse scratch and win ticket, it's gonna give you a nice little healthy boost in the leaderboards, which you can actually maybe turn that verse into more verse. So that's what I'd do with it if I had the $10. So here's who I would suggest. Yeah, here's what I do. Here's who I think is the winner. I mean, man, I gotta go Aaron Gregor. His brutally honest reply of like, dude, I just like the token. Yeah. Hit it. Who else we got? Gustavo Winter, great name. He said Verse Polygon. Yeah, I mean, Verse on low fee chains. That's kind of where it's at. That's where I want to keep pushing it. So just get more features and more functionality on Polygon. Maybe bridge to some more low fee chains. Bring in some communities and do some cool stuff. So yeah, I think Mr. Gustavo Winter and Aaron Gregor.
Congratulations,
bringing it home.
Feel free to DM me on Telegram. I think I know Gustavo. I've got him in my DMs already from previous calls.
I gotta run, guys. Later.
Aaron, I think it's still continuing. Thank you guys for joining in. If you did win Gustavo and Aaron, feel free to DM me. I think I've already got Gustavo in my DMs, but Aaron, do shoot me a DM with your wallet address. And we'll see you guys on the next call. Peace out.